Yeah, I think it was a super meeting. I think there were great players, interesting characters here. People who really know the space. Old hats in I think a small unregulated space. It's the Wild West out here in the content space, especially, and it's great to just have. I think partially competing businesses who all have the same goal, and our goal really is to try and build this market into a place where we can all eat and all live and all put out good content and do fantastic campaigns. And I think that's exciting for all of us. So I think we're all looking to go in the same direction.
Well, what we found is that people are really content hungry in Africa. And a lot of times people think, well, Africa is pretty much backwards, but truly the population throughout the whole of Africa just consume information, and they're looking at new and innovative ways. The other thing is that the original telcos, the telcos that have hard copper wire, are not getting the penetration, whereas we've seen it a lot more within Africa. So we look forward to the growth of data becoming a lot cheaper, and therefore being able to get a lot more content and eventually a lot more rich content to people's hands or handsets.
Well, I think Africa is just unbelievably hungry for content. I think we've been starved of content. We very early adopters. I think the whole of Africa as a continent, and I think also we're very aspirational. So we see what's happening around us, and we don't have good connectivity traditionally. I think now that there's access to smartphones and feature phones, and guys can get them relatively cheaply. That's the way that they see the world and they access the world. So if we can get content there, the right content there, it's received well and it's consumed incredibly quickly. And I think that's the strength of having this committee, because we're always trying to get it there, and that's our challenge. We're interested to get into Africa and to do more on our continent. And our models are very different from European models. And I think they've kind of been pushed down on us because we're always looking, at the States and at the UK. I think at Europe in large, but the models don't work here in Africa, and we really need to build our own models and get our content into the market.
Well, one of the spaces that we play in and are pretty big in is the mobile money arena. We have our own wallet, and we distribute to around about 30,000 sites without Southern Africa that we use a money mobile solution type effort. Our product, what it does is it actually orders bread, for argument's sake, and the person can settle it in order to sell it through his what we call a SPARS. It's a South Africanized version of a kiosk, and we look forward to trying to find out how we can regulate that throughout Africa so that we can use money or mobile money as a solution for our people to be able to transact, especially the unbanked. Very much so. Regulation is very important for us, that we understand that we're all playing on the same type of platform. Also, a very important thing is that we want to make sure that this is not a South African type of initiative that we're pushing through. It came out strongly in the meeting today. We don't want to be sort of the next colonialists of Africa, South Africans type of. So I look forward to being able to interact with a lot of various countries within Africa to be able to grow a very strong product.
I think it's a challenge, to say the least, because every territory is so different, and they all face very different challenges. I personally think that perhaps a routine would be via big brands. We've got the big brands that are all over the continent, and I think maybe to go in with a brand who is in multiple territories could be a way that we could find some budget and use that to break into these markets and to effectively write the manual on how it gets done in different territories. And I think that might be a way in, but definitely challenging.